Hi everyone, it's Rachel Kleinman with Hero Arts, and today I'm showing you how to mix and match your stash to create the perfect Father's Day card. So you see that I am starting with this lighthouse window fancy die. This was released about a year or so ago, so it is an older die in my stash. And I did cut it out of Oceanside Spellbinders Color Wheel cardstock. And I am matching up that lighthouse window die with some of the June 2025 Hero Studio releases. So I'm using the June Cling stamp of the month. I really love the way these stripes will pop on the background of my window die. So I inked up that Cling stamp with Hero Hues Mist ink. And that was stamped on a white card base. So that was a solid card base folded that I stamped directly onto. And now I'm using my clear acrylic sheet panels, also from Hero Arts, to glue directly onto the back of my window cutting. And that is because I'm going to turn this into a shaker card. So you have to have that clear panel there to protect all your little bits that will be inside the window. So I'm just gluing that directly on top. You see I used a very, very minimal amount of glue, and that's because I don't want anything to ooze out onto that clear panel. Next, I am stamping some of these beautiful seashells. This is also from the June Hero Studio Stamp and Cut. So you get a clear stamp set and you get matching dies to go with it. So I'm stamping the blue seashells in dusty blue ink. The yellow ones I decided not to use, but that was lemon drop ink, if you're curious. And then the purple is stamped with passion flower ink. So I did stamp those solid pieces a few times just to make sure the ink was all evened out. And now I'm going back on top with the second detail stamp. So this adds all the nice seashell dots and stripes and all the nice pieces that make seashells so beautiful. So I'm stamping the darker blue that is in cornflower, and then the darker purple is in amethyst ink. And once those are all inked up, I will just die cut them with the matching dies. That's what I'm lining up here. So I know with Father's Day cards, a lot of what you get is the traditional fishing, golfing, cars, things like that. But that's really not my dad at all, and it never really has been. My dad's definitely a more outdoors person, loves to hike, loves to be by the water. So this card is actually reminding me of some summers that we spent on Lake Chautauqua in upstate New York. It definitely is giving off that East Coast beach vibe for me. So this is more of an honor to my dad and what his actual interests are for Father's Day. To turn this into a shaker card, I am lining up my foam tape. I'm going around that circle window because that's going to be where all of my shaker bits are really focused. And then I'm adding some more foam tape, of course, off to the side. And I will say I did double up this foam tape. So there's 2 different layers of tape on there. Next, I'm adding my blue sequins. These are actually from an old Hero Arts kit. They were included in a kit. So save all those little bits and pieces that you get if you are a subscriber. So I am putting that card base directly on top, and you see the shaker bits, they're all safe inside. And now I'm gluing down my stamped seashells that I did cut out. You can see hopefully now how that yellow would have just been too bright with the teals and blues and purples I had going on. This stamp set is actually a subscriber bonus. So if you subscribe to the whole studio for the month of June, you will get that amazing stamp set. And it is one of my favorite bonus items that we've had. It's definitely a stamp set I'm going to use over and over again. The sentiment I went with is "You're my fave." I have very, very few specific Father's Day related craft items, and it's because it's one of those holidays where you're only going to make 1 or 2 cards out of the entire year, so you might as well save some money and stretch your stash and see what else you can get. So the "You're my fave," of course, is fitting for my dad, so that works out well. And here is my finished shaker card. See, all those bits are safely in there. Shake, shake, shaking away. So happy stretching your stash, mixing and matching, and have a great summer. Bye.